Mrs. Sagan. What is it that you see? You were talking about the hope for the future. I'll mention a couple and see if that spurns you on to talk more about that. If we had the world not to overpopulate any further than the numbers we're at now, if we use our technology to build cultures that will start to share resources so we don't burn down the rainforests, etc. What might some of your solutions be for the future of humankind on planet Earth?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that question. That's a wonderful question. Let's talk about population. Now, there is something called a demographic transition, which seems to be applicable to every culture on Earth. And that is that when you raise the status of women, when women are educated, when the per capita income is just slightly higher than what it is now, you find a precipitous drop in the birth rate. Now, this is remarkable how true it is in cultures, in all the cultures of Earth. And it's not enough just to raise the per capita income, because if you do that alone and the status of women remains low, then you find that the birth rate does not drop as swiftly as you want it to. So one of the things that I would do, and this comes from a whole variety of sources, research in working on this book, is I would say if there was only one change that I could make on Earth, it would be to raise the status of women to absolute equality with men. Women have a kind of mediating influence on men. This is true males and females in non-human primates, and they tend to be more long-term in their thinking. They may have their own raging hormonal imbalances, but not the kinds that men do. They're not inflicted with this overdose of testosterone, which makes them want to, beat up anyone who gets in their way. And so I think that if I could just do one thing, it would be to change the status of women. I'd really be interested to know what Carl has to say.
I entirely agree with that. I want to stress we're not talking about giving political power to a woman prime minister who has managed to beat the men at their own game. We're talking about the empowering, the equality of women across the boards. And on the demographic transition, what we're talking about is not raising the per capita income of everybody, but of the poorest people, because it's the poorest people who have the largest birth rate for reasons which are well understood.